Here we are. We have me, Walrus, your personal realtor. Welcome to the Tusk, not gang, because today we are wearing, we are all suited up. Welcome, KAYLEE, to the Tusk Club. You may think you have seen amazing real estate, here on YouTube, whether you are, playing Genshin, you've seen some amazing designs, conceptual pieces, fabrication of the imagination. But today, I will bring all of you with me along on this journey. I am going to show you guys exactly what happens when imagination meets with state-of-the-art architectural design. You guys might think like, Walrus, hold up, you are hyping this up way too much. And let me tell you, if anything, I'm actually watering it down for you guys. Our North American representative is coming up first, followed by our Asian representative, and then we're going to move on to the third and fourth and final one, the European representative. All right, we have these three. The winner is going to get something. All right, the winner of this entire teapot tournament will be getting a $50 gem pack as a prize. $50. All right, $50 gem pack as a prize, or just $50, and I can give it to you through PayPal if you guys have it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so there's a bit of money on the line, but of course, I didn't tell any of them about the prize. I'm only announcing the prize right now, so it depends on how these people have believed in their teapots. Okay. If you guys have any more questions, leave them in chat. Am I wearing pants? Now, that question I will leave to your imagination. Sup, flappers. And welcome to the first and ever teapot showcase with yours truly, EroticWalruss, as your real estate host here. I'm going to be showcasing you guys 3 teapots today. The first one up is, of course, the one, the only North American representative, situated in the depths of the secluded mountains of Emerald Peak. Beautiful, beautiful teapot. We currently have a 6-island showcase. So yes, this entire teapot is separated into 6 separate islands with each different central themes. And currently this teapot is sitting at a whooping and boastful 30,000 plus adepti energy. So first thing you get when you walk through the main gates into the main house is you feel like you are immediately transported just from the outside. Now everything here is slightly different, and of course we're kind of building our own getaway in the wilderness here, but we also have to remember we are one with the wild. So currently we have 2 golden knotwood trees that are situated on both sides of the entrance. These trees do not come cheap. All right, and immediately we are faced with the reassurance of the 2 stone lions. These stone lions actually represent guardianship, protection, and earthiness. So in a way, it's a spiritual belief, but at the same time, don't you just feel safe when you have 4 stone lions that weigh up to 5 tons each guarding your front home? I mean, I would pay top dollars for this. We have seen nothing yet, because now once you get up to the upper ledge, there is this back walkway that kind of centers the back half of this current residence. So currently it's being lifted up by 20 feet stone pillars. Now for people who don't know feet, that is about 6 meters worth of elevation here, and currently it outlooks the vastness of the rest of this realm. This perfect 180 degrees ends with I like to call it bungalow, but the owner, very classy person, would prefer me introduce it as a pavilion, so that's what I will say. And of course it onlooks over towards the rest of these islands. All right, let us continue to move onwards to the second island. This is a purely commercial island. and this is called the commercial street actually on this island. First and foremost, I do want to show you guys a very special, I would say, fixture of this particular island, the second island. Now we come up here, you are immediately met with this one-of-a-kind vendor. Yes, this is the 24-hour hot pot vendor. Of course, come whenever, what time of the day, all right? You will get steaming, piping, hot pot served fresh. This is the rooftop tea house. Now, what you may be wondering, Walrus, okay, what's so special about a tea house on top of a rooftop? Now, allow me to explain. The way this rooftop was designed is strategically to overlook the entirety of every single island and structure that there is. And currently the way and how the developers, the architect came about to design this is absolute impeccable craftsmanship. I can guarantee you it's one of a kind, no other. You will never, ever see another roof house teapot designed in this fashion with this much meticulous planning going into its location and just overall how exclusive this feature is. We move on to the third island. Now this third island, it is something special. There is a whole story that just surrounds this particular island in of itself, and I'll go with you. And this island is called the Archon Temple. Now, you first glance, but Walrus, Archon Temple. What Archon are you really worshiping here? And I'll tell you what Archon we're worshiping. Now, the owner has instructed me that this indeed is no. It may look like a board, but it's no ordinary board. This board goes by the name of Sauce, and it in fact is a deity board. Deity board himself does come with the teapot if you so choose to purchase it. Usually every time I come here, I just like to sit here and just take it all in. One of the things people always ask me when we do visit this island is like, why did the owner build this magnificent 5-piece temple? And then there's this. This right here is what the owner calls an immersion hut. So I'll leave you guys, the viewers, to conjure up your imaginations and think about what you do inside this immersion hub. I'll give you a hint. Some of the stuff you do in here, if I were to describe it right now on my YouTube channel, could quite literally get me banned. Through this particular gate, no other gate, just this particular gate. If you come through and you'll see a little drop-off area. If you drop off here, it would, at first glance, it would seem you're trapped and at a dead end, but you will quickly realize that you are staring face to face with, I would argue, one of, if not the most divine items in Genshin Impact. I guess this is Island 3.5. It's a very small place. Usually you come here, you stop by, you take a look, and look at your real estate. This is all yours. Well, it could all be yours if you so choose to purchase it. Now, let us move on to Island 4. Now, immediately when you come in, grandiose structure, you're met with an open central yard. And this, yes, is indeed inspired by Mondstadt architecture, right? So, what this building essentially is, it's a resort of sort. It's a 100-unit resort. It can house up to over 150, even close to 200 people. Let's move onwards to the latter half of this teapot. Let me show you the agriculture. Currently, we are producing, I would say, enough food to house over 50 people per day. And if you guys see this, we have the windmill. It's constantly grinding grains. If we move up here, this currently is the storage unit. The storage unit that houses all the food, the grains, the vegetations, the meat, produce, dairy, whatever, everything. And you may wonder, well, Walrus, 50 people a day, now why the hell is it empty? Well, let me tell you, because 2 days ago, remember back on the second island, the commercial street, we actually had a festival. Yes, the owner invited all of her most esteemed guests in. We did have a festival, had a great time. All the food was indeed moved up to the commercial street. It's all fresh produce. It's harvesting season, so we had a great time. Now, moving into the fifth island. Oh my goodness, look at this structure. Now, remember this spectacular, grandiose site, right? And when you go in, if you guys have seen the film Spirited Away, it almost feels like, and you walk, and then you're like, wait a minute, what happened? Where are we? Well, does it not feel like you just got teleported, transported to a different space? Look, now you can see the back. You can see the vastness. You can see other terrains, mountain ranges, the clouds, and you look around you and you're surrounded by vegetation. And yes, this right here is the owner's own botanical garden. Expect this botanical garden to become more grandiose and filled with more variety. Now, once again, we walk through almost this portal-like space, and once again, as we see the space disappear behind us, we are then again met with this great villa, great temple. If you guys have seen Kung Fu Panda, you remember that scene where Oogway said to Master Shifu, "My time has come," as he, turned into flower petals and floated away. That scene was in fact filmed right on this spot. So Master Oogway was standing around here, and Master Shifu was standing around here. And he was like, Master Oogway, no, don't go, Master Oogway." So when you first come into this house, there's a lot of things that immediately just takes you with. But look, if we look to the right side, we actually have Diona here. So Diona currently is not working in Mondstadt. She is currently spending a lot of time. She's privately hired by this owner to work in this kind of private bar. We have over there on stage, Xinyan currently is about to do a live performance tonight, but I'm sorry, you guys can't state for that. But thank you, Xinyan, giving us a little rift right now over there. Feels very good, vibing out loud. Very nice, Xinyan. This dog is Fox. So yeah, Fox the dog. Okay, Fox the dog. Don't ask me why. Yeah, here is essentially the kitchen. We also have the cat here. Funny enough, the dog has a name, but the cat doesn't. So we just call this cat Kitty. This room, it's all about combat. This is the room where everything comes together. Strategy, summoning, complaints. This room gets rowdy. This is where things go down. This is where the owner sits with her champions right here, discussing how they're gonna best Abyss. This, my friends, is the NA representative. Remember, it's Emerald Peak. All right, Emerald Peak with the 6-island specialty with the host Lychee. Look at this. I hope you guys are ready. So the first teapot was in Emerald Peak. This one is in Cool Isle. So yes, we had Emerald Peak, we have Cool Isle. And let me tell you, Europe is in floating abode. So we actually have 3 distinct types of landscape, of realm aesthetics for us to go from. For people who are from Europe, you immediately now, when we look at this design, you can, especially from France, from a place called Colmar. Right, Colmar, and this, as the owner said, when they first purchased this plot of land, they were very inspired by the architecture of Colmar and had it designed in a way of that. But of course, they don't have the waterways of Colmar. As we immediately come in, we have some shops here at the entrance. We have distillery shop and a sundry shop where various items are being sold. This is a 4-island setup with 30,000 plus adeptal energy as well. Incredible design, incredible layout, and let me tell you, impeccable craftsmanship all throughout. Lots of inspiration throughout. Whenever I come by, I always ask the owner of this tree, like, why? Why would you have this tree positioned in such a way that it's so difficult for it to live? And the owner's response was, he told me that, in a way, when I look through my back window, when I'm sitting on my porch just thinking about life, I look at this tree and it reminds me of myself. When everyone is born into different circumstances, and every seed grows into a different tree. And the owner says, just because now I have everything that I want, everything that I can possibly want, I have my private realm in my private world, I always constantly remind myself that I am but confined by the environment that harbors me, that I grew from, that just because I have long, strong roots, I've grown to this wonderful, magnificent tree, I always have to remind myself that the space I have to work with is limited, our time is limited, life is fragile, and to always try my hardest not to reach upward, but to remind myself of where I stand. And damn, did I was like, holy smokes, dude, I need to do this. You make your way to the second island, and you can already see it. It's fashioned in a way where each island feels like its own town. Each island feels like its own territory. Apparently, all the structures you see here, every single plank of wood was hand sanded down by this owner. He is a very, very meticulous man. Let's come on in. Now, there's quite a bit of twists and turns when you first come into this community, but I assure you it's very well knit. We have blacksmiths here, we have artisans here who are constantly working tirelessly to make sure the community needs are met. We have a little marketplace here, so the people here can actually, you know, get their groceries, they can sustain living. Let us go to the third island. And we come to the final island, the last getaway. So this space in of itself kind of is like a villa slash resort. This is where the owner escapes to. The fact of shelter surrounding brings him peace. So a lot of the space he has built and constructed does revolve around the circulation, like circular and all-encompassing shelter. And it really hammers home the idea that there's always a home to go back to. Okay, and that's what this is really built off of. That's why you see the elevation of the rear structures that kind of towers over the structures in the front here. Mr. and Mrs. and everyone in between, allow me to introduce to you Mr. Reem and his magnificent home. Let's go inside. Ah, yes, the interior. Spectacular. This is the guest bedroom. All right. Oh, he did not tell me the names of his pets. Of course, I didn't ask. But this particular one has no name that I know of. Let's go over here. We have his office. This is usually where this person spends most of their time. They're constantly working, they're constantly thinking, they're constantly like reading balance sheet, just seeing what more they can do and further developments to better the rest of this island. Right here, his chemistry room, of course, science, inspiration. He's constantly thinking of ways to better certain products. He develops a lot of concoctions, potions, and whatnot. And he, believe it or not, he tests it on himself. So, what a mad lad. What is down here in the beach area? Oh my God. I don't believe we looked at this when I came in. A secret area. Now this is a surprise to myself. Ah, this is like the beach house villas. Wow. And there's Chubby. We have our own beach house villas. Again, another secluded community. And as we come over off to the side wing here, we have a resort. We even have a walkway up here. You see this? A walkway. What is this? We have the pavilion, or bungalow, as I like to call it. This is an entire getaway resort, a beachside resort that he has essentially built. So Asian gang, I hope you guys are proud. This man right here is your current representative, all right? Take it all in, take it all in. Breathe it in. Yes. Hu Tao sells the most permanent real estate of all. Let me tell you, when Hu Tao sells you a home, you pretty much stay there for the rest of eternity. So for our last home showcase, This is a 27,440 Adepto Energy home presented to you by European nation. All right, this is our European representative. Another gated community, but don't let this confuse you, right? While this space definitely feels reminiscent of our Cool Isle representative, this one is more representative of home. And this one definitely, the owner here specifically tells me it reminds her of her hometown. This person is also very fond of animals, wildlife, cats, dogs. Spent an insane amount of time having these animals just constantly everywhere, inside, outside, upside down. This is going to be mostly it for the first one. It's really just about that feeling of compactness, homeness. No, doggos, you can't follow me. As we look onwards to the second island, some of you may already be having Attack on Titan themes playing in your mind, but I assure you, it does not feel that oppressive, I would say. Usually this space is perfectly reserved for private guests and private communities. And once again, the feeling of compact home kind of resonates more even in this community. The windmill, it's definitely it's one of the only structures that you can actually see from the other space. So when people do come by here, they often feel like that it's a symbolic piece of the architecture of this island, and the owner purposely did not want to use up more land than necessary, as there may be plans to build other settlements here, but currently the owner prefers it like this to keep it more compact and tight-knitted in this manner. All right, onwards to the third island. So the third island, as you can already see by the architecture, is a hilichurl paradise. The owner is of strong belief that we don't have that much differences, and in fact we should try very hard to coexist. So currently we have these smaller huts down here where the kind of the lower class of Hilichurns live, and then we have the chief's house. This is the chieftain's house. This is where the chieftain's family usually resides. Although they're all outside right now, they're out and about in the world of Teyvat, but they will come back for evening time. This is a very tamed boar. It doesn't attack you. It doesn't really do much, and it goes by the name of Peppa, and that is P-E-P-A, Peppa. This is I guess it's like a pet, but also a companion. Last time I came here, I saw two young hilichurls who were madly in love. They were laying in this hut as they were watching the mountain ranges in the side. I didn't approach them, but it was so sweet to see. I think, guys, we should stop hunting down hilichurls. It's just they deserve better. And here we have the private residence, the getaway. All right, look at this, my friend. This is a duplex style private residence, and it's inspired by Liyue. We actually have two private housing areas. This is where all the housekeepers stay, and this is where the chef stays. The chefs and the butlers, and they stay here in the left wing. This is where the owner comes here to really feel secluded from the rest of the world. Although it's not fancy, it's not whatever, this is where the owner feels like most at home. The pets. Oh, you were waiting for me this whole time. Does feel like home, doesn't it, when you come through that gate? Let's go in. Immediately, again, we're met with little animals. I remember there's a lot more. Yeah, there's a lot more. All right. So first come in, reception table. Usually there are people who are working here, but today, they've been cleared out just so we can kind of make this walkthrough very simplistic. We currently have the office, study room, whatever you want to call it. I start to see a common theme with these people who are very wealthy, who have made it. They're big fans of scriptures, big fans of literatures, read a ton. This owner is a big fan of private. Everything is more secluded, private for smaller audience. Does not enjoy a big crowd. So even for performances, usually they just watch together. Today, the owner has indeed invited Zhongli. They're gonna be watching a performance of Li Yue's old passage. All right, Li Yue's old passage called "The Thousand River Flows." Never heard of that one. Over here, we have the private quarters of this person. Have the alchemy stands. And over here, more workspace. But of course, this one is less optimized, unlike the office. So this one is the guest bedroom. If I recall, yes, this one's the guest bedroom. It's actually situated in a very interesting way. The slanted design allows for more light to actually permeate the room. Apparently, that's what the architect had told me. This is our European representative, Zhongli Supremacy. That is that. Wow, what a journey, isn't it? We got 3 different teapots, and thank you all for tuning in. Man, my mouth is parched, but this is the job of a realtor. I feel like being able to show you guys all this stuff, being able to present these teapots to you guys is such an honor. Thank you guys so much. So until then, stay safe and peace. Ooh, my arm is sore.